Welcome to Inside Viking Sports. We're coming to you live from Quaker Steak and Lube in historic downtown Bristol. David Dow and John Monroe and a cast of a boatload today as we have Viking football and Viking golf being represented here tonight at Quaker Steak and Lube. It is 60-cent boneless wing night starting at 9 o'clock here at Quaker Steak and Lube, and then also all day long it's the Thunderbird steak with 2 sidecars for $12.99, and big day here always at Quaker Steak and Lube. We glad to get back. We had some things beyond our control, completely beyond our control last Wednesday, and it was why it was just kind of the short notice, and we weren't really able to get a lot of information out earlier than what we had planned on doing. So hopefully we've got everything in line for tonight, and welcome everybody in to Quaker Steak and Lube and Inside Viking Sports. We're going to have with us tonight the head coach of the Viking golf team. Bob Zeiger will be with us, along with Jet Tickle and probably Jack Tickle. Hopefully have those guys on about 10 after. We will also have Coach Barry Waite, the athletic director at Tennessee High. We'll have him on for a brief moment as well. And the head coach of the Vikings football team, Mike Mays, along with Cortland Carter and Cade Mitchell. They'll be here with us as well. So looking forward to a busy hour. Believe me, we've got a lot on the plate and a short time to do it in, John. And it's going to be a lot of fun, though.
Oh yeah, it's cool having us, especially the golf team. Hadn't had them on a while, and obviously the football team have them on all the time in the spring, or in the fall. But
right,
it's cool. We haven't had a good chance this fall to have. This will be the golf team, the volleyball team. We've had Kevin Mooney and the soccer team.
Right.
We've had a.
Yeah, let's see. We've had everyone but cross country, so we're going to have to get Coach Nunn and down here and do that. Of course, we're going to be talking to Coach Wade about. We're about ready to start getting into winter sports.
It's hard, yeah.
And speaking of that, Chris is not with us tonight because Aquavikes are having a meeting tonight as they get ready for swim season, and so of course Chris is coaching the diving team at Tennessee High School, along with his other duties elsewhere. So swimming is getting ready to start. I know that Coach Tim Marshall and the wrestling team is ready to chomp at the bit. They're already doing some workouts and doing that. We got basketball in
2-3 weeks. Basketball,
yeah, basketball for both the Vikings and the Lady Vikings will be coming up. So we've got a lot on the plate for the upcoming winter season, as we hate to say that, but it is what it is, and it will be the winter season. So we'll be getting more into that as we go along. I actually double-checked the basketball schedules today, or the website, and they are not out, so that means I'm going to have to make a visit to Patty's office and see if she can't get those for me or let me know if they're available or not. So but we are at Quaker Steak and Lube. It's Wednesday. It means also that it will be karaoke night at 7 o'clock. They'll start out up on the patio. Looking forward to that. We do not sing, and I don't know. Matter of fact, I don't know of anybody over there that does right now. So maybe we'll talk somebody into it or something.
There was video of Charlie Tiller from a couple weeks ago, floating around singing. So
along with some of the volleyball players. So we're looking forward to that. But we are downtown in Bristol on State Street, the corner of State and Piedmont, and we're going to be here the rest of the evening, and looking forward to getting with some players and talking to them and seeing what else we can get into right here at Quaker Steak and Lube. Vikings last week coming off of a loss, 35-16 to Elizabethton, and John, the fact is we just couldn't get anybody stopped on 3rd and 4th down.
Yeah,
that's basically the whole ball game.
Yeah, so go back and look at that. I had the Viking stats pulled up on 3rd and 4th down. I believe it was there may be 8 for 11 on 3rd down and 3 for 3 on 4th. I mean, it was a total. Like I said, they just couldn't stop anybody. 8 for 11 on 3rd down, 3 for 3 on 4th down, and just
that was basically it.
It
really was pretty well played game. The Vikings stalled a couple of times, and I think that with the making of the penalties on offsides, giving Elizabeth and free downs.
Yeah,
having 7 times, I believe, is what you said after the game.
9 penalties. I know one was roughing the passer. There's maybe one other, but I mean, yeah, it was 6 or 7 offsides.
I think 7 of those 9 were offside calls against the Vikings. So it kind of is what it is. We had
and that's rare. They've been good about that this year.
Yeah, they really have.
Just a bad game.
Just had a bad game penalty-wise. As far as everything else went, I think it went as well as could be expected. I think they played pretty much toe-to-toe with them. They hit some people. They knew that it was going to be a tough game. They're ranked in the state and all that good stuff. So it is what it is. And I hate that the thing ended the way it did. And that's about all I'm going to say. I think personally, it was a lack of respect for your opponent. I think it's a lack of respect for the game. And I think it's a whole lot of lack of sportsmanship.
They always say there's one in every crowd, and
yeah.
we found the one in that crowd. So.
And there's that old saying, "What goes around comes around," and so it kind of is what it is. But we're not going to discuss it anymore, and I think that's enough to discuss that. The Vikings they're back on. We got 4 games left. That season started Saturday morning, and that's all that matters now. You have 4 games. You got 2 at home and 2 on the road. We go to Volunteer Friday with a game with Volunteer Falcons, a game that the Vikings are going to be favored to win, and it's going to be the first of 4 that is going to determine whether the Vikings get in the playoffs or not.
Yeah, we talked about 4 there, and they're 4 winnable games. Vikings can, at worst, if they at worst go 3-1, they're probably a 2 seed.
Right.
And
a home game.
Yeah, at a home game, and Boone's quarterback and Charlie Cole both injured at some point in the year, didn't play Friday.
Neither played against Science Hill.
Obviously, it wasn't a conference loss, but if that lingers, it's wide open. The Vikings go 4-0 in the way the rest of the way, and you never know.
That is a fact. So we get game 1 of the 4. It's a 4-game season now. We'll be on the road at Volunteer this coming Friday. John and I will be down there. And then next week it'll be Cott County at home at the Castle for homecoming. We go back on the road the 13th down to David Crockett, and then the final game at home the 20th of October, and senior night for the game with Cherokee.
Off on Halloween week.
Yep.
Or the week before Halloween, I guess.
And the following week is, because we are playing 10 straight weeks this year, the following week would be, which would be the first week in November. Yeah.
It'll be the 27th.
The 27th
would be
it would be the week after. It's the first week in November is the opening.
The playoffs.
Yeah. So the first week that we would, if we can advance,
November 3rd.
It'd be November the 3rd. And if we can get to the playoffs, that gives us a week off before the playoff game, and it gives the coaches a chance to go scouting live and in person too, because I'm sure they would like to do that. But a lot of football still left to be played. We'll be talking to the head coach of the Vikings, Mike Mays, here shortly, and be talking with Cade Mitchell and also with Cortland Carter. And of course, we're going to be talking with the head coach of the Viking golf team, Bob Zeiger, and also with Jet Tickle. So a lot of golf to still be played, and at least for Jet Tickle it will be. He'll be going to the state tournament. As a matter of fact, it's October the 2nd through the 4th. We'll be talking to Jet about that. The Vikings golf team comes up just short, but we'll be talking with Coach Zeiger and with Jet Tickle right here on ESPN Tri-Cities. We're going to take a brief time out. When we come back, it's Viking Golf. We're live at Quaker Steak and Lube in downtown Bristol for Inside Viking Sports. We'll be back right after this.
Last 40 years, Bill Gatton Honda has sold over 30,000 Hondas to our loyal customers. So whether your Honda is old or new, we want to know what you do in your Bill Gatton Honda.
I take my kids to soccer in my Bill Gatton Honda.
I go fishing in my Bill Gatton Honda.
We go to the park in our Bill Gatton Honda.
Like us on Facebook and submit your photo showing what you do in a Bill Gatton Honda, and you might just end up in one of our commercials. And remember, Bill Gatton Honda has a Honda with your name on it.
Welcome back to Inside Viking Sports. David Dow at Quaker Steak and Lube. Again, it is Wednesday, 90-cent boneless wing night, or 60-cent boneless wing night, starting at 9 o'clock. And then at, what time will we have it? Matter of fact, all day long, it's Thunderbird Steaks for $12.99, and it includes 2 sidecars. So have that going on tonight. Of course, there's wraps, there's salads, macaroni and cheese bowls, and chicken, and ribs to die for, and really some great desserts here as well. If you love chocolate, it's a great place to come to. If you're into singing, karaoke at 7 o'clock. Coach Siger, do you sing?
No.
No? Jet, I know you don't, do you?
Oh, no.
No. So, well, we're 0 for 3 at the table right now, and John doesn't either. So that makes 0 for 4. We think still to this day that Coach Tiller is the only one that does not care who gets in front of him and sings. So, but at karaoke at 7 o'clock, and there will also be a bike night tomorrow night too. I almost forgot about that. We'll be doing that. We're going to give you an update on all the other Lady Viking and Viking sports. We've got volleyball to talk about, soccer, and advanced middle school, and a little bit of everything else coming up here in the next few minutes or so. But with me now, the head coach of the Viking golf team, Bob Zeiger, and our special guest, Jet Tickle, and Jet has qualified to go to state next week, October the 2nd through the 4th for a state tournament. And Coach Zeiger, y'all just came up a little bit short to only take one team out of the region. That's tough. I mean, it's been nip and tuck with you two with Science Hill all year.
Sure. Yeah, we played with them all year. Sometimes we played better than they did. Sometimes they played better than we did. It's a shame. I think we could go to the state tournament and be top 3.
Oh, I do too.
So it's just the way the TSSAA does it. One from each region. So.
Yeah. And that is tough. I know I was talking to somebody else, and they said, "You just didn't right." And I said, "Well, I don't think so either." But it is what it is, kind of a thing. So, but you got a really good player sitting over here to your right, Jet Tickle, and Jet, congratulations on qualifying for the state tournament. That's huge. I mean, I know you went last year. It's now just time to go out there and just do your best and move up a couple of notches now on the list.
Yep, that's right.
Talk a little bit about your season so far and how it's gone. And you basically been medalist quite a few times this year, but a lot of big things to finish out your high school career before you head out to college and go play at the University of Tennessee.
Yeah, for the most part, it went pretty well. There was some scores that I didn't want, but I played good when it mattered in districts and regionals, and that's, I'm going to state now, so I guess that's the only thing that really. The big goal was to go to state, and I'm glad I got that done.
Right. From a team perspective, you've got a couple. State championships, got the most wins of anybody around. Well, that's what I've been told. And so, now, well, we know that. But anyway.
That just means I'm old.
Means, yeah. I know it doesn't. Means they're getting older. We're not.
True.
But you've had that opportunity to take the team down a couple of times, and that's always a big, the first thing. But this is as good as it gets if you have to have a runner-up thing to happen.
It is. It's good to have. Well, last year we had 2, and this year we've got Jet, and I hope we can improve on that 7th place. He finished 7th last year, wasn't it, Jet?
Yeah. I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
All-state.
So, what y'all leave probably leave on Sunday?
Well, I think Jet's
playing
Saturday. In the tournament.
Yeah,
you're playing early. I forgot about that.
I'll be down there all weekend.
Nashville.
Yeah, so you'll be there always for the amateur, right?
For Junior Cup.
Yeah. So, I forgot about that. It's coming up. Yeah. Good. So you can be there for. Is it at the same course?
No, I think it's about 45 minutes down the road.
That stinks. You get a couple of extra rounds in.
Yeah.
But talk a little bit about going down there and representing your school and the golf team at the state tournament. I mean, it is a big deal, and like I said, it's special because there's only 3 people qualify out of the region for that as well.
Yes, 1 team and 3 individuals that are not on the team.
Right. So,
it's tough to get there.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that, Jed. I mean, it is a big deal. I mean, I know you're going early to play, but this is a big deal as well. So
yeah, out of all the tournaments I play in, I really just this is one of the biggest tournaments I've ever wanted to win, just because I think it'll be cool, get my name up in the school, or my kids and family can see it, my name forever or whatever.
You're right.
So I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, it means a lot, and I got a lot of friends going down there, so that takes a little bit of pressure off and makes it a little bit more fun.
Right. It'd be nice to have his picture beside those other two hanging in Viking Hall. Jet,
we'll find room for it.
Oh, I'm sure of that. Yeah, that's a fact. We kind of talked about this, I guess, last year about you making your decision to go to Tennessee and play golf. Talk a little bit about that now, because I mean, you've got one more high school tournament at Tennessee High, and then it's over with.
Yeah, I'm really excited to go. I wish I was kind of there this year, to be honest, but I got a couple friends on the team right now, and then I got to meet the team, and they're a good group of guys, and we get along. And I think we can have a really good team going forward, and it should be fun.
Well, I know they're probably expecting a lot out of you as well. So
we have another Bristolian.
Yeah. Chase Ross.
Yeah,
one of my good friends.
Yeah. So that's not bad company to be in. Have two Bristolians on Tennessee's golf team. That's pretty nice. So congratulations on a great year. Go do what you all did, and that's pretty special.
Yeah, we played well. We were a good group of guys. They got along, and
yeah,
one day shootout. You just never know.
Yeah, right. But you got guys coming back next year.
Yeah, we got some guys coming back
that will be counted on.
Yes,
for sure.
Well,
so
I have 4 freshmen. We had 4 freshmen this year, so hopefully they can keep playing and improving. And we've got 2 baseballers. I hope Gavin's arm heals up.
Yeah.
He can play again next year. He was playing fairly well when he got injured. So
yeah.
He and Davis
might need some time off.
I think he's going to have to. I think he's going to Alabama to be have an operation on his elbow.
Yeah. So hopefully that'll work out for him okay. And again, congratulations on a fantastic season.
Well,
you can't get much better than what you had, and just a little bit short. Jet, we'll be keeping up with you. Starting next week, believe me, every day. And if you want to know what's going on, we'll be getting scores. We'll be getting the score update all the time. It'll be on Twitter. I can promise you can go to Vikings at ESPN 981, and it'll be on there. And go to Facebook at Voice of Vikings, and we'll be keeping up with Jet the entire time he's in at the state tournament down in Middle Tennessee. And but both of you, thank you so much for popping in here tonight.
Appreciate it.
Go grab you something to eat and have a big old time. Jack, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you all.
Thanks.
We're going to take another short break. When we come back, we're going to talk with the athletic director at Tennessee High, Mr. Barry Wade. We're right back at Quaker Steak and Lube with Inside Viking Sports right after this.
We're dealing the Bristol way on the Parkway. Nobody walks till the horse.
Let's make this simple. Here's our guarantee. If we can't meet or beat a competitor's price or monthly payment, we'll give you a $100 gift card. How's that for dealing the Bristol way? And remember, we got a Honda with your name on it.
Welcome back to Inside Viking Sports, coming to you live from Quaker Steak and Lube here in downtown Bristol. And with me, the athletic director at Tennessee High School, Mr. Barry Wade. And Barry, you get a chance to eat here in a little bit. I know you were looking at the menu, so
yes, sir.
I'll get you back over there. But it is 60-cent boneless wing night, as it is every Wednesday, starting at 9 o'clock. The Thunderbird steaks are $12.99. That includes 2 sidecars. And, of course, we have karaoke starting at 7 o'clock. We know that Barry does not sing. Coach Zeiger and Jet said they definitely didn't sing. And so going to have a lot of stuff going on here, but we're going to have an update with Coach Wade and talking about some of the things that are getting ready, because we're, as bad as we maybe don't want to talk about it, winter is going to arrive at Tennessee High, Coach Wade.
Exactly.
And it's going to be time for the winter sports to start getting into play. I told everybody Chris was not here tonight because he's with the Aqua Vikes. They're having a meeting tonight, and of course Chris, the diving coach at Tennessee High, so he had to send his regrets. And we can let's first of all, we got Lady Viking soccer They picked up a win over Daniel Boone on senior night. That was a good way to end out. And they're at Crockett tomorrow night. Right now, they're the 3 seed in the district tournament.
Yes, sir, and playing well right now. You know, they had a big comeback against Science Hill the other night and tied them up, and then went on and beat Daniel Boone. And tomorrow night we got Crockett, like you said, and going in at a good 3 seed. So
yeah, that's a strong 3 seed too.
Exactly.
And, you know, we still have the toppers left next week. I think is when it is, if I'm not mistaken, in Johnson City. But and a match with University High too. I forgot about that one almost. But yeah, Kevin's group's playing pretty well right now.
Well,
it's come. You know, they're right now is when you want to be playing.
Well,
well.
that's what I started to say. I mean, they're a dangerous team right now, and playing with a lot of confidence. And you know, I'd hate to be thinking that I had to play the number 3 seed and it'd be the Lady Vikings, because they are playing very well right now.
They are, and again, they came back and tied up the toppers 2-2, and then gave DB fits out on the grass down at Kingsport last week.
Yes, sir.
You know, so listen, they're playing extremely well. And they'll be at David Crockett tomorrow night. That'd be a great win for them to pull that one out and going in to that final match, conference match with the toppers. We talked about Viking golf and man alive, I tell you,
that was one of the.
That one's heartbreaking.
Of course, I got to go down and watch the.
Right.
I guess it was the district tournament at Meadowview, and you're just talking about fun to watch.
Right.
I mean, you know, just seeing Jet hit the golf ball, and I mean, he hits it a country mile too, and you know, fun to watch. And all of our boys played really well down there that day, and it was fun. And our girls just did well too. I seen a couple of our girls. I didn't realize it. They drove the green on a couple par 4s, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it was a lot of fun and exciting to watch. And you know, they played real well, competed real well. You know, it didn't turn out the way that we wanted it to, but we're proud of Jet for the opportunity for him to get to go play.
Yeah. Again, the Vikings fall short, and they only take just the regional champions. I think they used to send 2 teams up for some reason.
Right.
I was thinking back in older days. But Lady Vikings finished 3rd at the district. Vikings end up winning the district tournament and then fall short in the regionals down in Morristown Monday. And
actually, the Lady Vikings won the district
You're
tournament.
right. You're right.
And, you know, let's
yes,
give them
I'm
credit
sorry.
there. And,
yeah, I was thinking about the regional.
Right, and ended up 3rd at the region, too.
Yeah.
But I think behind Cott County and Dobbins Bend,
Right.
which Cott County was a little bit surprised for.
Cott County ended up winning.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
It was a total surprise.
Yeah, and so, but you know, they had a couple of golfers that played real well, and so it was really good.
It's either, as Coach Zucker said, it's either your day, and if you don't have that day, it's not your day.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
And Jet and Jack had outstanding days. I had an outstanding day on Monday. You know, but you've got what, 5 guys playing to throw out the highest, and you know, just fall short of getting to go to the state tournament as a team. And I know it's something, you know, Coach Zagers had 2 state championship teams at Tennessee High School. Told Jet, he said, I'd like to see my picture up on that wall. Coach Zucker said, yeah, I'm sure we can find a play. You know, and that'd be great to put Jet's picture up beside the 2 state championships.
Exactly. And let me share this with you. This is something that Coach Zucker ain't going to tell you, but we're working on right now.
Yeah, I kind of brought it up.
Coach Zucker, you know, is the winning coach in the nation in golf, and he's not recognized right now, but that's something I'm working on to take to November to the TSAA and make sure that we get him recognized, because
I would agree.
By far, I mean, his record is by far better than the guy that they've got listed right now as number 1, and so we're going to make sure that Coach Zucker gets what he deserves.
I would totally agree with that, Barry. He you know, we were talking about it, and he said, David, it just means we're old. And I said, no, those kids are getting old. I mean, you know, I had Coach Zucker for basketball.
Right.
We, you know, earlier.
But if you look at him, you never know. I mean, as active as he is, and we're very fortunate to have him.
You got that right. So I think the Vikings end up 38-5, if I'm not mistaken.
Unbelievable, yes.
Yeah, and the Lady Vikings 34-7. That's pretty good. That's pretty good golf out of 2 golf teams out of 1 school. You know, and that
exactly,
that's perfect.
And you know, and our ladies golf team, you know, we're young. You know, they're a young team, and so we're expecting a lot of good things for them out of them, and so we're just excited about. You know, we hate we fell short this year, but we're looking forward to what they bring to us next year.
And when I was talking to Coach Zucker, well, the other thing is too, you know, he said that I said, you've got some guys coming back next year too, and he said, yeah, we did have 4 freshmen on that team.
Yes,
and they're really good players, and so you know, I think they're going to be okay.
Oh, definitely.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. Viking cross country, they hosted the Bristol Cross this past Saturday. Right at 2,000 runners, 51 teams.
Unbelievable.
Set all kinds of records.
Dave, I went out there Saturday morning, the first time I've ever been there, and I mean, it was unbelievable. And this is the thing that people need to understand, is the impact that has on Bristol.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we brought, Coach Nunn brought 51 teams in, for that cross-country meet, and the impact that those people have. That I think it was like 1,400 cars maybe that paid $2 to get into the park out there. So that's money that we're bringing to Bristol too. And so
Bristol, Tennessee, by the way, too.
Yes,
we'll
Bristol,
leave that
Tennessee, yes. And, I mean, and it was unbelievable. So, and I was, just the way it was ran, and that's another thing, a compliment to Coach Nunn and all those people that put that on from years past, is to have 51 teams still coming after, I think, we're 25 or 26 years into that meet, and you still got that many teams wanting to come. That means that Coach Nunn and those guys are doing it right.
Right. I know. When I talked to him Friday, he said that he said that moving it up just that 1 week probably made a difference, getting the extra teams in.
Yes.
They've always had a good number.
Right.
But when you go from like 35 or 36 to 51, that's pretty sweet.
And the good thing about it is the Vikings run well.
Yeah.
The Vikings, the Lady Vikings, really competed well, and they run well in it too. So not only was it a good meet, but it was also good for our kids too.
Right, and there is another 2 young teams.
Yes, definitely.
When I was talking to Frankie, he said, David, he said, we're still a year away.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, but we'll get there, And we were talking about it, I guess, week before last, that just from the perspective of what they did the first couple of times out until they started running the last 3, huge difference.
Oh, definitely.
When you start finishing in the top 10 as a team and you weren't showing,
right.
And you're starting to do this, but you still have DB and Science Hill and some of those guys that you're going to have to, and they're just really good.
Well, and the female sophomore at Diamonds Bennett's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so
she's good,
and she led the pack the other day too. So yeah, but like you said, we're young. It's a learning experience for us. Coach Nunn's done a good job with them. They're running, I think, tomorrow night at Sugar Hollow.
They are.
In a race.
Randy Smith Classic.
In the Randy Smith Classic, yes. Yep. And so we're expecting good things. And then they're getting ready to go on a trip to Atlanta to run.
Yeah.
So, he's taking them and really.
They did a couple 2 years ago, I think, when
yes,
it launched. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's.
And so, he's getting prepared and getting ready. And so he's building on the future too, and knows that, and just does an excellent job with them.
As a matter of fact, they won their division when they went to Atlanta 2 years ago.
Exactly.
Yep. Just thought about that. Let me hit on something here real quick, because I don't want our Vance people to think I'm not paying attention to them. But a huge win for Vance Viking football last night. They won over Rossi and Robinson last night at J. Fred, 36-24. They were up 16-0 before. I think is that Warriors down there?
Yes.
Yeah, Rossi is the Warriors.
Redskins.
Yes. The other one's the Warriors.
Severe's the Warriors.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think they're up 16-0 before they got their first down.
Yeah.
And so played a really good game last night, Coach Christian and the guys, and they've got 1 game left with T.A. Duggar, and I think that's at the Castle, if I'm not mistaken.
So, yes.
And that will be next week. So they're 4-2 on the season right now. I think, as a matter of fact, I think the JV won last night also. I
think
saw.
so, yes.
And they're playing really well right now. And then the Vance ladies soccer team with the 5-3 win over Jonesboro Middle School, and that was in Jonesboro last night. So I saw pictures that their treat was stopping at Krispy Kreme on the way back to Bristol, and having Krispy Kreme donuts, and the hot now sign must have been on. But congratulations to the soccer team and both the Vance Viking football teams. They're playing really well. And again, the Vance football team will have T.A. Duggar next week. I think that probably is a Tuesday.
I think it is Tuesday, and on Thursday, then the Vance soccer team plays T.A. Duggar then too. So and that's in the Castle.
Yes. So they're starting to wind down their season as well. But good things happen over at Vance Middle School, and they're starting to send some good kids, good athletes in, good students.
Our future does look bright.
Yeah,
yes.
I would totally agree with that one, Barry. And finally, last but certainly not least, Lady Viking volleyball. They end up the regular season at 21-9. They're 8-2 in conference. Finished second in the conference. Clean sweep at home. for the season. Win all their home matches and played well last night. They defeated Daniel Boone on Monday night 3-0 at Boone, and then follow that up with a 3-0 win over Crockett last night on senior night. And
one of the things, David,
they're playing well.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but one of the things I want to talk about, and you talk about the clean slate at home, and it goes back to Viking pride. I mean,
it's back.
We really had a home court advantage playing in Viking Hall with our students coming out.
Right.
Miss Kirk really promoted helped promote our volleyball program. Coach Tiller does a good job helping Coach Johnson really promote our program and getting kids that came out to watch our volleyball team. Then our volleyball team playing as well as they did when we had the crowds there made people want to come back.
Right, you're right.
And so we were really just proud of, our volleyball team, but we're also just proud of our students for the way they did. Another thing is, too, we had a big soccer game, the Science Hill game, when we tied up and had a lot of kids there that night, too, really pushed for people to come out. They've come out, and since then, I've seen some of those same kids that come back and said, you know what, I've never been to a soccer game, but when I came the other night, it was so much fun, we're back.
Right.
And so we really, really pushed our kids to be there in that Viking pride, and we're getting to see a lot of it, and we're getting to see now us having that home court advantage. Hopefully we're going to get that home field advantage in football, and I think we're starting to see that too.
That's the other thing I was getting ready to touch on is, last Friday night had a great crowd there, really good crowd there. And, everybody's getting involved now. The student section's getting involved with the band, with the cheerleaders. Everybody's there together. They're screaming, hollering, and yelling. They're very, very active. They're not being obnoxious. They're just having fun, and they're having fun.
Yes.
And they want to be there, and that's whole part of this getting things back. We made mention of it a couple weeks ago that that Viking pride is alive. We talked about this, 2 months ago. They just need to be unhinged and released with you and with Kim, when we were talking about it. And it is a big deal.
It's a huge deal. But and it's throughout our school. It's not only in our athletic program.
I would totally agree.
Right now, like I said, I've gotten tried to get people involved with us, helping us with athletics. Got our CTE classes helping, our medals class helped us. We had a little break on the Seamus gate. They come out and refixed it. They put us some stoppers on there. Our art department helped us with some signs, but then too, the gym program, our after-school program, it sleeps now. They came out and picked up trash the other day through the parking lot. So, we're really promoting Viking pride. It's not only about our athletics, but it's about the way the school looks, about what we can do to make our school better. And that's one of the things that I want to do. When our school looks better, our kids takes care of it, and they have pride in it. And that's you think about Bristol, and I tell everybody this: when you think about Bristol, when you say something about Bristol schools, the first thing that comes to their mind is Tennessee High.
It is.
So that's the hub of our school system, and we want that. And my goal is that place is going to look better than any place in Northeast Tennessee, and that's my goal. And it's taking a little process, a little progress to get there. It's a little bit slower than I want to be because I'm a little bit impatient at times, but I'm still working on it. And I'm pushing every day, and I send emails every day. Hey, are we going to get this done? When can we get this fixed and stuff? People's going to get tired of having to talk to me, and they're going to come out and help do it.
No, I don't think so, Barry, because the thing is they see it.
Right.
They can see it, they feel it, they hear it.
Well, I hope so. And
I think that has a whole lot to do with it. I think that the more I've had people tell me and messages sent to me, and just about being how happy they are with the way things are going right now, and that's you and Kim are going to get but it is everybody.
Well,
we know that, and it's the whole school. It's the whole school system.
But
the other thing is too, if those elementary kids and those advanced kids start seeing everything that's going on, they're just as fired up now.
Well, David, I'm going to interrupt you. Me and Miss Kirk gets a lot of credit for some of the things going on, but the biggest thing that we've done, David, is we believe in our people.
Right.
We believe in our coaches. We believe in our teachers. We believe especially in our kids. And we're just making sure that every day, somehow, some way, we're letting them know. You know, we're getting ready to go across the street over here for a teacher appreciation night that Miss Kirk has set up for our teachers. You know, that's building Viking pride. Right. You know, you look in here right here tonight, and you see all these coaches in here and these football players in here right now. That's Viking pride.
And the golf team in here.
And the golf team and the golf coach and the golf coach and the football coaches are sitting together.
Right.
That's Viking pride.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and that's what we want. And that unity is what I've been trying to preach to their guys. You know, I have a coaches meeting. We meet the first Thursday of every month at 6:30 in the morning. And those guys come in, and that's what we talk about. What can we do to get better as far as coaches? What can we do to help our kids get better? And I sent out an invitation today in the agenda. I already had coaches accept it and say, hey, can't wait to come and talk about that. Right. You know, and they're coming in at 6:30 in the morning. Yeah. You know, to do it that way we don't interrupt the school day. So. Yeah. We're just excited about things. Hopefully we can keep the excitement up. Hopefully everybody can still see it. You know, in May, I hope they say, golly, what a year. Yeah. You know, and
I
then
think so.
What we're going to do next year. So so that's what we're looking for. And it takes guys like you that help us, promote us and everything, so we're excited.
Thank you much. Yeah. I appreciate it. I'm going to get Mike on here so he can get across the street and all that good stuff.
Well, I'm going to go eat before
they
eat my wings.
I know
you guys are after my wings.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, it'll be the head coach of the Vikings, Mike Mays. We'll have Cortland Carter and Cade Mitchell with us as well. Back for more Inside Viking Sports from Quaker Steak and Lube on ESPN Tri-Cities. Back after this.
Over the last 40 years, Bill Gatton Honda has sold over 30,000 Hondas to our loyal customers. So whether your Honda is old or new, we want to know what you do in your Bill Gatton Honda.
I take my kids to soccer in my Bill Gatton Honda.
I go fishing in my Bill Gatton Honda.
We go to the park in our Bill Gatton Honda.
Like us on Facebook and submit your photo showing what you do in a Bill Gatton Honda, and you might just end up in one of our commercials. And remember, Bill Gatton Honda has a Honda with your name on it.
Welcome back to Inside Viking Sports. David Dow here at Quaker Steak and Lube, along with the head coach of the Vikings, Mike Mays, and going to be joined here shortly, I think, by Cortland Carter. If he'll turn around and head this way, so.
Finishing them wings.
He is. He's finishing up. I don't know what he got. Looks like boom boom. So, but we are at Quaker Steak and Lube again. 60-cent boneless wing night at 9 o'clock. The Thunderbird steaks for $12.99. Starting at Thunderbird steaks are all day long. 2 sides, and Coach Mays has had that steak.
That's pretty good.
It is.
It really is.
It really is.
Impressive.
So, but we have karaoke also at 7 o'clock, and now we'll go until 11 o'clock tonight. And this is what we do know for a fact. Coach Mays does not sing. Coach Zeiger doesn't sing. Coach Wade doesn't sing.
See if we can get Cortland to sing.
Yeah, Cortland may sing if he wants to. So, but Cortland, welcome to the show, and hadn't seen you a year, I guess. It's been about that long. So let's just talk about your senior year so far. I mean, I think you've had a pretty successful season so far. If you want to talk about it, please.
Yeah, I think we've had a pretty successful season so far, as you just said, and we're still coming together as a team. It just hit week 5 for us, and just putting stuff together over and over every day in practice and working on our little individual stuff that we need to get better on. And as a team, we come together every day. We just run plays over and over, get them ready,
Right. Had an outstanding season so far, Mike. Because you're playing both ways, that's got to be tough after. Not that he can't do, but that's have to wear it on you.
Well, Cortland's a good athlete, and everybody knows, he's athletic, but he's done a great job of stepping up and being a leader for us. Right. Especially after JT going down, he's kind of stepped into that role, and a couple games he put us on his back, and made some plays for us, and made that big play at the end of Virginia High game, kind of put that game out of reach, and he's played outstanding on defense too. It says a lot when a kid's going to give so much on each side of the ball. We hadn't had a lot of guys that gave as much as Cortland and Christian Gibson and some of those guys. Cade's one of them. Yeah. On both sides of the ball, but he's a great tackler and he's a good pass defender, and he can run the football, and he's learned the quarterback position. He's learned where to throw the ball and when he needs to get it out and things like that. So it's outstanding.
Cortland, you got 4 games left, all conference games. Basically, guy, I mean, this is a stretch run, and it's. You know, I know you want to focus on Friday, and then because it's one game at a time. It's old cliche, but basically that's exactly what this is right now. This Friday's volunteer, and that's all you need to worry about. Everything else in the past is over and done with. It's a 4-game season now.
You know, we're looking forward to it. You know, we kind of got a motto: 4 in a row, 1 at a time. You know, and go from there. You know, Volunteers, you know, one of those things we struggled over there before, and you never know. They're going to play hard at home, so we just got to be disciplined and play good football. If we play good football, we're going to be in good shape, you know, and not get sloppy and tackle and block up front. You know, line of scrimmage is always key. You know, if we can get those guys coming off the ball and we can get the defensive front active and things like that. So, you know, it's one of those games. You know, we play you don't even know, Clark County next week. I don't really know what schedule is after that. We're just, you know, trying to get the next win. You know?
More.
So, yeah. So just trying to get that win and rely on these guys. And
I would agree. That's all you can do. Cortland, again, I 2 weeks ago with the Morristown East, I don't think I've seen you play I don't know if I've seen anybody play as well in a high school game as what you did the Morristown East game. So congratulations. I tell you, that was a lights out kind of game. You don't see those very often, Coach Mays.
No, you know, he gave it on both sides of the ball that night, you know. I mean, he rushed for over 100 yards, intercepted one for a touchdown. I think he had, 4 total touchdowns?
Yeah.
So, you know, we were here for breaking one of the kickoff returns for a touchdown, too. So, you know, I mean, that's another thing he's doing. He's returning kicks too. Yeah. And he's our punter.
Yeah.
You know, so he's kind of doing it all.
Just let you add one more thing. You know,
hey, when you're the guy, you know, be the guy. You know, be the guy.
Exactly. Step up and do it. So.
That's right.
Cortland, thanks so much for being with us. I'm gonna let you get back to eating. If you'll holler at Cade, we'll talk to him real quick too. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Cade's got his mouth full.
Yeah, he does. Got to lick his fingers off here. So you have a meeting across the street, and
got a little teacher celebration. You know,
yeah, so
it's good. You know, the morale's good at Tennessee High. You know, and everybody's having a good time. And,
I think so.
Working hard. You know, the whole staff, and it's a fun time to be at Tennessee High right now.
It is.
So
you can swallow it.
Go ahead, Kate.
Go ahead there. Yeah. There you go.
Hey,
you're good to go. How are you, Kate?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. Good game last week.
Thank you.
Has a special kind of play.
Hey, you know, Kay's Mr. Spin Button. You know, he's learned to do that move really good.
Yeah.
You know, and it helps. He's got a good center of gravity, and he stays balanced most of the time.
Right.
And it's the whole hard, you know. And then, you know, after you get in there, you know, instincts take over, and instinctively he can just feel it, you know, and that's a good thing.
Right. Well, you know, Craig Cleaners is sponsoring our clean hit of the game, and after a couple of times, I don't know if it's Chris or John, and one of them said, David, he said, maybe we need to holler at Eric and see if we can have a spin cycle, a spin cycle award or something like that, you know. And I said, hey, he may do it for all we know, but
I think he had 4 spins at Morristown East.
He did
3.5.
3.5.
WCYB. So.
Yeah. If we're scoring on the sideline, it'd been 10. So that's what it was. So.
10-20.
Yeah, roasting judge to give him an 8. But Kate, it's you've had a really good season. You know, you've come in, you've had to play both sides of the ball. You're returning punts. I don't even remember where we were now, and I think it was up at Lee, if I'm not mistaken, that you took off and got going, and some of the people, I think it was next door, they said, I can't believe you called that. And I said, we were on, and said, oh, I can. You know, if there's that break, you got to have a kind of you got to have that attitude, though, Coach Mays. If you're going to return punts, you got to be kind of nuts. You know,
well, you know
what I'm saying?
There's got to be an adrenaline rush.
Yeah,
you know, you got to have that in you where you enjoy, you know, guys coming down at you and you get to make plays. You know, that's fun to do. So.
best way to make plays. My dad says you just got to make one guy miss. And then
that's true.
From there, it's
very true.
A bunch of open
you know, you've run the ball, you've caught the ball, you're playing defense. Talk a little bit about how the season's gone so far for you and what you expect. There's 4 games left.
Well, it's tiring, that's for sure. But no, it's been great, and I know this team, we've had a lot of fight in us, and we could tell, all the way from the beginning, especially since the DB game. When we tied against DB, that really brought a lot out in us. But these next 4 games, our motto from here until now, or here for the next 4 games, is to win 4 in a row, and I think we have a very good chance of doing that.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the defensive side of things for you. I mean, we've seen what you've been doing, obviously on offense, running and catching, but talk a little bit about defensive side for a minute.
Defensively, I don't really do too much. I just do what I'm told, and just gotta play assignment football. And so as long as everybody is doing their job, we should be fine.
Right. Yeah. Again, 4 games to go. You go to Volunteer Friday night, and then back home next week for Cott County with at home at the Castle, and then 2 more, one on the road and 1 more at home. But it is a 4-game season. So I mean, I tell you what, you played your rear end off this year. I know that. And best wishes to you for the remainder of the season. I'll let you get back over there and finish your meal, and we'll finish up with Coach Mays here as we get ready. Kay, thank you so much.
All right,
really appreciate it. We'll finish up with Coach Mays and Daniel, and so you'll know. But Coach Mays, we have talked about, it is a 4-game season now. It all starts Friday at Volunteer. It has been a tough place to play down there. Not that we haven't won down there, but it's they get up for Tennessee High though.
Yeah, they play extremely hard down there. They got great kids that love football down there. They're kind of in our situation we were the last couple of years, kind of being a small team playing in the big league. So, they fell on some hard times as far as that situation goes. But they're well coached. They got some guys that can get away from you on offense, and they're pretty solid on defense. They just run in a little streak of bad luck with playing teams a little bit bigger, more athletic than they are. They play well against, I thought they played well against Cherokee. Had some good rushing yards, and the quarterback's got a pretty good arm, throws it well. He's sophomore. His brother was a starter for the last 3 years for him. So, they got some players, a couple of wide receivers out wide that are pretty good. So, we're going to have to go play good. They're going to be up for us, homecoming. I don't know if it's homecoming, but it's just a home game for them over there that, and everybody's going to come out. They got good support over at Churchill. So
they do.
And there's something to say about, us standing over there with nothing behind us. There's no stands behind us, and it's a little bit different atmosphere that you got to kind of adapt to. It's just something different about not having them stands behind you. So we'll have to be focused and then come out, start fast, and play our game.
Right. So. You were talking about, they do. They're averaging maybe 170 yards a game of offense, somewhere in that area. The first season they were playing really well, and then as you said, they were playing against some other competition, and they have not played as well. But it's also everything is in your all's control now.
Yeah,
that's it, and you can't overlook anyone now. Not with 4 games to go. I mean, you've got a legitimate shot of hosting a playoff game.
Yeah. Well, if you take a step back and look, we've won 5 out of the last 16 games.
Right.
We can't afford to overlook anybody.
Right.
I mean, we're going to go out there and we're going to fight for wins, and that's what I like about this team. They're going to go out and fight for wins, and it's natural for a high school kid to see some of the scores that they've had and think they're not very good, but this team also knows that they need to play good every time out to give us a chance to win. That's what I like about these kids, and they're not overconfident because they know that they need to play good, but they also know that they can play good.
Right.
So, we just take one at a time. That's the biggest thing is taking care of volunteer and get back on the bus and get ready for Cotton County next week. Because they beat us last year, and we went down there last year. They only had 1 or 2 wins.
Right.
So you can't overlook anybody, especially in this league. You just never know when those guys are going to sneak up and get you. So,
what do you look for them offensively and defensively?
Well, they're in multiple formations. They're just it looks like they're just searching for an identity. So when a team's doing a lot of that, you've got to be really sound on defense and be simple. So we're going to play simple on defense, but play fast, aggressive like we've been playing all year. But adapt to the formations. They'll give you a little wing T flavor. They'll give you some spread. They'll give you some pro eye.
Right.
So you just got to know how to line up. Half these kids don't even know what a pro eye is anymore. So you can notice a different triangle read as an outside linebacker than you would as a spread team.
Right.
So things look a little different, and they mix it up so much. You just got to be on your game and trust the calls and checks. If we got a few checks, but not many. But everybody's going to be on the same page in the secondary with the checks. So, and then we have to play good man-to-man. That's what we do. So,
defensively, do you expect anything different, out of ordinary from them, or they basically just lined up like they always?
Well,
looks like it to me. So.
One film, they showed a 3-4. Right. One film they showed a 3, like a 3-5 or a 3-3 stack. I think more they were the second game against Granger. They were playing a wing T team, so they were kind of, anytime you see a team play defensively against a wing T, everybody's got a way they morph their defense into matching up what's going on. So I think they're 3-4. That's what they ran against Cherokee, and Cherokee was spread. So they got a big nose guard, it's pretty decent, and they're active on defense. They're going to run, they're going to stunt, and they're going to take chances, and we just got to be solid up front and make some plays. Get the ball in these guys' hands and let them make some plays.
Right.
And that's what high school football is all about. Is rarely does a team drive 15 plays and 80 yards.
Right.
Somebody's gonna make a play. I think we had a 20-yard or a 20-play drive last week and got a field goal out of it. So it's hard to do that and get a touchdown. So some of these guys have had to make some plays.
Right.
And we got the kids that can make plays. And
right.
That's
what's
healthy. Exciting. Yeah. And speaking of that, JT's rehabbing. So
I know.
he could be back. It'll be interesting what kind of role he's going to play because we just don't really know what he can do. But he looked pretty good moving out there today. Kelly has him doing some drills and the kid just really wants to play.
He does. I think
it breaks my heart that it happened to him.
And it wasn't anything intentional. That it was a play. And
but I think JT he'll get better from this. He's sometimes when you face some adversity, and you're able to push through it, you're going to come out better on the other side. And I think that's where he's at. He's still being a great leader for us out there. Coaching kids up, and he's still involved in what we're doing.
He's been very active on the sideline, and that's always a good thing to see. But Coach Mace, thank you so much.
Yep.
Greatly appreciated. Again, just a great crowd here tonight, and glad everybody made it down for Inside Viking Sports because we got a boatload of people in here tonight.
We got what, 10, 15?
Yeah,
good.
Every bit of it. So, time you add everybody from golf and football both in here, and the coaches and Coach Wade and everyone else in here, we've had an excellent crowd and a good show too. We got a lot in a short amount of time to do it in, but we'll be. John and I will be in Churchill on Friday, and we'll be on air at 6:30 with the Dr. Deborah Basham pregame show at 6:30. McAllister's kickoff at 7:30 right here on ESPN Tri-Cities at 98.1 FM, 1490 AM. You can go to ESPNTriCities.com, and the Bristol mic that's up there, if you click on there, it'll pull up the player. It says Tennessee High Athletics and Viking Sports brought to you by Bill Gatton Honda. So big thanks to Trace Bratton and everybody at Bill Gatton Honda for sponsoring, help sponsor our show. And of course, you can watch the replay of tonight's show on Facebook, courtesy of Tim Flanagan, and also of Bill Gatton Honda on the Parkway about 9:15, hopefully, and we'll be ready to go. And I always like to see a lot of people at they get to see how good they look on TV, Coach Mays. It's all or on video, so not on TV but on video. So a big thanks to everybody for listening in tonight. It's big thanks to John and also to the head coach of the Viking golf team, Bob Zeiger, and to Jet Tickle. And remember, Jet will be playing next Monday and starting the state tournament in individuals down there. Also, the Lady Viking volleyball team gets into district play on Monday. It's at DB. They'll take on the winner of Crockett and Volunteer, as a matter of fact. That's who they'll be playing. A big thanks to the head coach, or excuse me, athletic director, now Barry Wade, for coming and being a part of the show, and to Cortland Carter and to Cade Mitchell, and as always, to Coach Mays, thank you again. Greatly appreciate it. And Daniel, our engineer, back in the studio, thank you. And thanks everybody again for listening in. You've been listening to Inside Viking Sports, coming to you live from Quaker Steak and Lube in historic downtown Bristol. We will see you Friday night from Volunteer High School's Vikings will be taking on the Volunteer Falcons in a conference matchup. And first of 4 to end out the regular season right here on ESPN Tri-Cities. Everybody have a great night. As always, go Lady Vikings and Vikings. Good night, everybody.